Today, we're going to make mead and then distill it. Mead, you know the stuff that you make from honey? The stuff that bees work insanely hard to make so Gwyneth Paltrow can steal it and sell it to suckers? That stuff. How's it going, chasers? I hope you're having a kick-ass week. I'm Jesse and this is Still It, and I have always wanted to make and distill a mead. But up until now, I have not done it. This is the closest thing to mead I have ever made. And we're going to get you caught up on exactly how I made this in just a second. But to be honest, I don't know exactly what I'm doing when it comes to making mead, because like I said, I've never made it before. So I thought it would be a good idea to get in touch with someone that did know what the hell they were talking about when it comes to mead. We're going to be talking to this guy right here. No, really. That's Burley Mullins from Method to the Meadness.
From what I hear, you're the man to talk to about mead. A few things I've been worried about is I hear a lot of talk about mead taking a long time to ferment.
It really depends on your brewing techniques. The thing with mead is that it's almost pure sugars. There's not usually a lot of nitrogen content or other things in it.
Do you suggest I do like nutrients over time or just whack it all in at the beginning?
Whack it all in at the beginning. It's fine.
Cool. And dosing rates for that?
Half teaspoon of Fermaid K per gallon. Or if you're feeling adventurous, 25 chopped raisins.
Generally for distilling, I kind of aim for the 8 to 10% ABV. Is that high, low?
It's low. It's pretty low for mead. You can get a complete fermentation to absolute dryness at 13-14%.
What yeast selections would you suggest going for?
It would always be a wine yeast. Narbonne yeast, Lalvin 71B 1122. It really pulls a lot of fruity flavors out of the honey.
All right. Thanks a bunch, man. Really quickly, can you tell us about your YouTube channel?
My channel is called Method to the Meadness. For the most part, I make meads based off of pop culture.
Based on Burley's advice, I decided to go with 15 gallons or 56 litres of water and 39 pounds or 17.7 kilos of honey. The yeast was 3 packets of Lalvin 71B Narbonne, and this one, I have to say guys, a wee bit excited while hydrating. I couldn't get my hands on Fermaid K, so I went with 60 grams or 2.1 ounces of Fermaid O. I bet you guys would like to know what honey I'm using, and honestly, I can't tell you. True story, about 2-3 years ago, the beekeeper from Manawatu Hives gave me literally a bucket, 20 kilos of honey to mess with. That's this stuff here. It was so freaking long ago, I forgot it existed. Dude, I am sorry. If you're watching this, get in touch with me. I can't find our correspondence, but I honestly can't remember what that guy told me the honey was. What I can do is taste this stuff, which is generic supermarket, I don't know, just honey of some description. There's nothing wrong with it. It's sweet. It tastes like honey. Not a lot much else going on, to be honest with you. This, on the other hand, it has an awesome, rich, deep, grunty bottom ends to it. Lots of caramel through to almost kind of chocolate and coffee, which is weird for me in a honey. I'm not an expert honey taster, but it has a great floral, fresh, light thing up front as well. There you have it. Anyway, like I said earlier in the video, I have never done this before, so I don't really know how long it's going to take to ferment out now. All I've got to go on is Burley said less than 2 weeks. So let's hope it's less than 2 weeks, I guess. Do you know what I do just about every single day is wear an Into the AM shirt. Thanks for sponsoring this show, Into the AM. What? Oh, I should be wearing an Into the AM shirt for the sponsorship? Yeah, well, like I said, guys, I'm always wearing these shirts. Seriously, go back and look through my thumbnails, you'll see what I mean. Honestly, guys, it surprises me how often questions about where these shirts come from pop up in the comments. but I get it. They look awesome. You guys seem to love the designs, especially that one of the bottle with the aliens in it. You guys are always asking about that thing. And you know what? They're insanely comfortable. Using the link in the description down below gives you 10% off pretty much everything on their website. If you want to sign up for their shirt club, choice, that's 10% off. Maybe you want to get their shirt packs and save a little bit more money. Well, you get 10% off that as well. This bad boy fermented out in about 2 weeks and it got down to almost 1. So it's close, but not quite there. And I've left it sit for 4 days, maybe now. Honestly, I can't remember exactly how long since it stopped doing anything, and it has cleared out a bit. It's actually a pretty interesting flavor like this. Obviously, as a mead, it needs a whole lot more time to turn into anything delicious. But as a wash, I think it's pretty much ready. Here's the thing, guys. I had an awkward amount of liquid in this bucket. So I can't exactly do one run because I've got 60 liters. I can't fit it in my big still. I can't really do stripping runs because I'm going to end up with almost nothing to put back into the still. So what we're doing today is what is known, at least with home distillers, as a 1.5 run.
Step 1, fill the still up with roughly half of the wash. Step 2, run a stripping run. So we're running hard, we're running fast, and we're just cutting down on volume. Step 3, empty that still out again, and of course, step 4, fill it back up again with the remaining wash and the results of the first stripping run, which are the low wines.
So double distillation is where you take everything in the fermenter and you distill it once. The results of that are the low wines. We often call this the stripping run, and then you take all of those low wines from the stripping run or the first distillation, whack them back into another still or the same still, distill it again, double distilled. A 1.5 run is where you've only distilled half of the wash. You distill half of the wash into low wines and then add those low wines back into the wash itself and then distill it. Simple, right? Yeah, except I'm going to make it a little bit more complicated. I want to clean things up just a little bit more than a 1.5 run. For this specifically, I want it to be quite clean and delicate. So I'm going to add 1 plate into the column. So it's going to be, I guess, kind of like almost 2.5 times distilled, but not quite. 2.4? I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. You guys tell me what I should call it. So we are on the bench. This is the whole run laid out before us. To give you a quick idea, heads up here. As it was coming off the still, I knew this stuff wasn't great. Right around here it sort of started to change, so I figured the transition point would be in here somewhere. But what I noticed is that although this was relatively clean, I wasn't getting a whole lot of anything that really tasted like much. This is where the flavor started to come in. I still wasn't sure if I really wanted to keep it, so I kept it in small jars. Delicious hearts that are straight up taste like the original honey, which is crazy. I can't believe how much this tastes like honey. This jar here, I started to wonder if it was getting tailsy, but it still tasted like honey. This was very dark, rich, grunty honey that was really, really delicious. And this jar here, I've decided isn't tailsy, it is just honeyish, although that is similar to the tails that came in right after it, and this stuff down here is just absolutely nasty. I've decided that I'm going to keep these 3, but not these 3. These 3 are clean, but they're not really adding much to it. And there's just a slight amount of jagginess in them still. These ones, on the other hand, are floral and really approachable, delicious honey, so I'm keeping all of this. So from here to here is all going in the pot. I have measured the volume and the ABV, and it is 3.12 litres. I don't know what that is in freedom units. Can't convert it in my head. It's this much. And it is 73% ABV. I can do that. That's 146 proof. And using the calculator on chasethecraft.com, you can get these too there. We need to add 1.098 litres of water to get me to my 54% ABV, or what's that, 108 proof that I'm aiming for. Why? I'll tell you in just a second. I cannot believe the amount of honey that's coming off this. I really thought that we were going to lose most of the honey flavor as honey. I thought that random little parts of the honey would sort of jump out off the still in different parts, but no, we got honey straight up across the board, and it smells just like the original honey. It really does. Why did I proof it to 54%? Because I'm going to treat it like whiskey. I know, what a surprise. Jesse is distilling something different and pretending it's whiskey. I get it. This jar here is getting second use American white oak, and I am going to do, let's actually go with quite a lot to start with. So that's 4 pieces. I'm gonna put that in for about a month and then check on it. It was the oak that was used in the T501 Next Step whiskey made in the T500 that I bottled recently. Check it out up here. I did, however, save a little bit. I'm gonna put it in here for now. I'm not gonna do anything to this. I'm gonna let it sit because I want you guys to be able to have your say. Oh, I need a gasket. But I want you guys to be able to have your say and tell me what you think I should do with the rest of this. Should I just bottle it white to compare to this later on? Should I put it in French oak, perhaps? I don't know. You tell me. Why did I pick 54% exactly? I'll tell you in just a second, right after I say a huge thank you to the Patreons. Thank you so much. No! Shit. Well, thank you, Patreons. You guys help me pay for the new hydrometers when I break them. The reason I've picked 54% specifically is I think that is going to give this the specific flavors that I think it needs. So I'm going to lean in towards that honey side of things. I'm going to try and pull more sweetness and softness over a decent amount of time and head towards the softer, almost sort of pastry, slightly sweet side of second use oak, rather than heading towards more spice and barrel flavor. All in all, I'm extremely happy with how this turned out. I really can't believe how much honey came through, and I can't believe how whiskey-like it is, which is a big compliment for me. This is annoying to hold and talk. Hold on. I'm also really interested to see what you guys want me to do with that other bottle, the one that I kept separate off oak. I'm interested. Let me know in the comments what you want me to do with it. I'll check it out in a week or so and kind of tally up the general consensus, and we can go from there. If you've done something like this, please put your comments, thoughts, hints, tips, tricks, what you think I've done wrong. Put them in the comment section as well for other people that are going to watch this video after you, so they can benefit from your experience as well. And do all the YouTube things for me, team. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, hit the like and subscribe button down below, and of course drop some comments in the comment section. Share this video around to anyone that you think might like it, and most importantly, I'll catch you next time, guys. Keep on chasing the craft. See ya.